My name's Juliana, and where do I begin? My husband Craig and I decided to move our lives and our son to the island of Sardinia in Italy, my father's homeland. Join us on our new journey as I share my culture, heritage and passion for all things Simply Sardinian. So we are in one of our favourite spots to come for lunch, and it is called Maripontis, and it's in Cabris. It's a really special spot because there's so much history behind this seafood and fish restaurant. There is so much to see. I've brought Dad along today, so I thought we would all come here for lunch. We've got some friends arriving, and we would celebrate the 50th episode of the Simply Sardinian series. I really feel that this is a massive achievement. I didn't think people would want to tune in or would be particularly interested in what we were doing. So yeah, we're going to celebrate today, have a nice seafood lunch, and I'm going to show you around this beautiful spot. So we've had a beautiful lunch, and in the dining room there's all these black and white photos up of just the history of Cabris and the fishermen and the families that used to fish around here. And one of the photos has actually got my nonna's brother, which is this guy. Zilguerino, who was quite a well-known fisherman in Cabris and features in a lot of the historical literature and books and things. And Dad just pointed him out, so I'm like, oh, there's some really oldie-worldy pictures up there, but when you think about it, it's only 2 generations back. So then we've found these cute little boats, and what are the boats called, Dad?
Fassone, so, they made by hand. Every fisherman used to make it. They were the boats for the poor fishermen. They could not afford a proper boat. It's made with the local herbs.
So these were the reeds, so the grass
reeds, yes,
that you would find locally
yes,
the rivers or the lakes.
They will last for a month or 2, and then you have to do again another one.
So they would have to keep making these?
Yes, because the water used to absorb and
so these were the poor people's fishing boats?
Yes, homemade.
So you would find in the streets and things, you would see all the fishermen at night making new ones?
Yeah, when I was a wee boy, I remember the fishermen. There had a few in my street. Time to time, and they used to make them in the street. They used to make them.
Do they still make them?
No, but now it all changed now.
Why?
Now it's only part of the history of the village. Now they make it's not worth making them anymore. It's cheaper to find the fish boat. The nice history.
So there's a lot of history here, because what is the history of Maripontis? You were recounting the history when I said to you today, come on, let's go for lunch, and you came up here and we drove in the car, and you were quite taken aback because obviously you remember it completely different.
Now it's all landscaped. When I was a boy, a young boy, I talk about in the 60s. The place here for fishing was a gold mine. It was fish, so much fish.
And what did they fish? What type of fish?
Just the grey mullet. Grey mullet. It was famous all over Sardinia. The caudas, the grey mullet. When they used to fish about 2-3 times a month, and they used to come with lorries to take the fish away to the local markets in Sardinia. And I used to come here. I used to wear my father's jacket. That was like a big coat. And
one of his army coats.
And when they used to fish in here, the fish was so much. They used to weight the fish, and then put the fish in the boxes to be loaded in the lorries. But the fish was alive and used to jump all over. And time to time I used to catch and put in my jacket. And when I used to come back home, my mother was...
you used to steal the fish that used to jump out of the lorries?
Not stealing, but catching.
Catching. So you used to catch the fish, not steal the fish?
No, I used to catch the fish and catch it and put in the jacket. And when I was full, I could hardly work. I used to go home, and my mother said, "Thank you very much, Pino." I was.
But what would she say in Sardinian?
And grazie, Pinocello, Deo ti dovaghe. God will.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, because my father was in the hospital. We were poor, and I was food for at least a week. I used to bring.
Yeah.
And my mother was very, very pleased. It was beautiful fish.
So Dad used to come up here when he was a little boy, and...
Not just me, other people used to come with my friends here.
So Cabris was quite a poor town. Majority of the people were poor. And obviously after the Second World War, Italy was on its knees, but I think Sardinia was even poorer, being so isolated and being an island. So any little bit of food that anyone could bring home, especially the kids. The parents were always very, very thankful for. So when it was time for the fisherman's catch to get taken away and transported to the rest of the island or over in the mainland, and the trucks used to arrive, obviously all the young kids used to come and flock here. So any of the fish that used to jump out of the lorries or the trailers, the kids would try and catch and take home to their parents.
And we used to help to load the lorries with the fish, and then they used to pay us and give us 1 or 2 fish.
That was it. That was your wages.
And this picture here is is for the Fiesta of San Vincenzo. It's a big church here, San Vincenzo. The owner of the fisheries here used to bring the poor people from the village, and was the mass at the church, and after the mass they used to give fish to the people.
So I am with the lovely Ruggero, who is one of the managers here, and Ruggero was just telling me about the history of Maripontis and the church and the museum and the lake and everything about the restaurant. And it appears that the church here goes back to the 1700s, although no one is really sure. Dad was telling about his memories of growing up here and coming here. But anyway, if you're in Sardinia and you're in this area, this is definitely one of the places that you have to spend time in, to come and have lunch, have a look around. It really is a historical site and something that the whole town of Cabris and the province is really proud of. So why should the tourists come here and spend some time here? What makes it special?
Because of the place.
Yeah.
Because of the food.
Yes.
And everyone works here.
Yeah.
No, che cazzo, mi è scappato male.
It's hospitality. I think you felt very welcome, and Ruggero and his team do everything to make you feel like you're a part of it, and they do their best through all the dishes that they serve to allow you to feel a part of the history of what is Maripontis. Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about the history of the location and even about the dishes that you serve in the restaurant?
Allora, questa peschiera esiste da secoli, dal 1700 più o meno, è tornata in mano alle persone. Prima era di proprietà di un barone.
Okay.
Si partiva dal Medioevo, praticamente è rimasta sempre in mano a un barone. Pian piano col tempo i pescatori hanno riuscito a riprendersela in mano, ci sono state delle rivolte, i pescatori si sono uniti, hanno formato un consorzio e adesso è di nuovo tutto in mano ai pescatori. Qui serviamo infatti il prodotto locale,
Okay.
Cerchiamo di variare ogni giorno il menù e nulla, abbiamo tutti i prodotti locali a partire dal vino, il pane, il pesce, serviamo solo e esclusivamente il prodotto locale.
E immugine è pescato qua?
Nello stagno, infatti
Ok.
è diverso da tutti gli altri.
Ok.
Un mugine di questa qualità lo trovi solo a Cabres.
Ok.
Ci sono persone come mio padre che li riconoscevano, se non erano di Cabres li riconoscevano.
E la botarga?
E la botarga è solo la nostra. La produzione infatti varia, le quantità variano di anno in anno. Quest'anno c'è stata una produzione un pochino bassa, però
la qualità,
bene. La qualità
cambia.
è sempre la stessa.
Okay.
Ogni pezzo è seguito, è a sé, ha una lavorazione a sé.
Ok. Quindi, if you come here, you definitely have to meet Ruggero. You definitely have to try the mugine, which is fished literally behind us here. The botarga, which Cabres is famous for. This is a place where you have to come and try the dishes, and if you come here, you have to tell Ruggero that Giuliana sent you.
like a guy who could treat me right. Way oh, oh. Boy, take a chance, will you let me ride? Way oh, oh. I could be the best thing in your life. Way oh, oh. You got me singing. Way oh. You look like a guy who could treat me right. Way oh. Boy, take a chance, will you let me ride? Way oh. I could be the best thing in your life. Way oh. Maybe let's take a drive, take a drive.
Ma sono
Mi va,
può essere. Io sono una attrezzatura della pesca.
That was the big boss, the owner. I remember like yesterday. Okay, Chichongus. Look the arch there.
The arches, look.
Look. That's the Sardinian, the casa di Sardinian, Contini.
That's amazing.
Wait, the way he was. I said, no, it is. I said, Scolastica. No, Pinangere. Scolastica. Father.
My papa. So Dad is getting a bit excited because we've been let into this museum and there's all these old photos, and one of the photos actually is of our house in Cabris, and it's got 1968, and you can actually see one of the fishermen making one of the boats, which is here. So this is the real life size of one of the traditional fishing boats that they used to make. And anyway, Dad, when he was a little boy, and all the other kids that used to go out and try and fish and things like that, this guy up here, and Dad's just come across the photo now, he just said, oh, he was a bad guy. He used to shoot us because he was one of the security guards, if you like, the vigile, who was in charge of going round and securing and making sure that there was no illegal fishing going on. But obviously there was lots of little boys that were out trying to do a little sneaky fishing trip to take some fish back to Mum and Dad. And this guy used to obviously shoot his gun and try and scare them off. So
name was Zicconi, Francesco Zicconi, we know him. And then I got another picture here.
He's so excited.
Friend of mine lived beside the house.
Yes.
I said Luigi's father, Zuzzi's father,
Okay.
and his brother Gianni.
Okay.
Gianni Cocchi. See the fishing with paramico.
So what is paramico?
That's
you have
one.
to explain what it is. So it's a
Look.
basket with the
It's
net.
a basket, and it go around. See, around it's got all the hooks. They used to put the bait,
Yeah.
and then go in the stagno, and then.
So what was the big pitchfork for?
No, it's for fishing, for a spear.
So what,
See,
you would just stab the fish?
The spear, aye, when you see fish, you can spear. They were allowed to use the spear, but they were not allowed to use any nets. See, they were the poorest people. They were allowed to fish. They used to pay so much every year they were allowed to fish. I remember all that. That's all part of my memories. Pietro Santo, everyone, I know everyone. It's nice to see them.
So this is where Dad says he remembers coming. It's like a big shed where they used to come and weigh the fish, and Dad has got so many memories here.
Yeah, they used to fish just from here, and then put the fish in a big bag and then weigh them. Still the same weight.
The same scales.
Yeah, and they used to fill up big boxes here, all the fish. And I remember the fish was fresh, it was alive, they're jumping over and as soon as it jumped in the floor, I used to pick it up and put it in my jacket, in my pocket. And I remember that. It was a nice time. And I saw the pictures there, and I remember like it was yesterday now. And it's a good memory.
And how many years ago must it be? 60?
40, 65 years ago. 65 years ago. And I remember like if it was yesterday. They changed, the landscape is changed, but the memories are still there.
So would you recommend this for anyone that was coming? Because I find it a bit of a shame that here everything is set up to come and see. They've got a beautiful museum. They have all the QR codes. It doesn't matter what nationality you are. Everything is here. What they need is some exposure for people to come and actually see it, because the history is so rich.
So what they need is some advertising the place, because so many tourists coming to Cabra. So what they need is introduce the people to what we got here.
Yeah.
It's not only Isarutas, only the beaches we have, but we have history as well. And I think the tourists would be very, very interested if they know that we have it. Yeah.
So I think one of the things that maybe anyone that is tuning in would be maybe to share this video and help us to sort of get it out there and the history of Cabris. And definitely if you're here, come and visit Maripontis, because it is a day experience that you won't regret.
And I think it's one of the best restaurants I've ever been in Sardinia.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, because the products are local products and very original, very simple and fresh, beautiful.